The king does not give up and he grabs Vedal from the tree again. Once he grabs them, he places them on his shoulder. Vedal then decides to make Vikramaditya talk again. Vedal looks at the king and says like this.
My king, I do not know why you are doing this. Is it for the priest or is it for your own well-being? We live in a time where everybody is selfish and self-centered in their own narcissistic ways. Nobody seems to care about one another and nobody seems to love and serve one another. Generosity and altruism have depleted from our kingdom and the world. Even if somebody is generous, it is only a ploy to fool them and to take from them. I am going to tell you a story of a man who lived in a village long time ago. Now, I am going to start my story. His name was Sanju and he was the son of Venkatraman. They lived in a village named Vaidyanathapuram.
Like this, Vedal starts to tell the story.
Hey Sanju, come out. Where are you going in the morning? Can't you help me right now?
Father, my friend had just asked me for some money and I'm going to meet him to give it to him. That is why I'm leaving.
I understand that, Sanju. If we give everything we have to people we know and people we don't know, who we will eventually end up have nothing.
But we already have so much wealth. If we give a little bit from what we already own, how will it even affect us? I have to go now and meet my friend immediately. I shall leave now, Father.
Without listening to his father's words, he keep on donating his assets. His father becomes very worried. One day, his father's friend Subhash meets him. He looks at him and he says like this.
Hi Venkatraman, why do you look so sad? Is there something going in your life that I don't know? Come on, tell me.
My friend, my son is depleting all our wealth by giving it to everyone that he sees. And when I tell him to start a business or make money, he is not even remotely interested. What should I do?
You're right. I have heard about your son's generous and altruistic nature. I have a suggestion. Get him married as soon as possible and his wife might be able to regulate him better.
I agree with what you are saying, but where can I find a wife like that? Women these days are so different from the way they were before. And my son is very innocent and giving.
My daughter is at the age of getting married and she is a very intelligent and smart woman. I believe if she marries your son, she will definitely set him straight. So you don't have to be worried, okay?
If you are willing to give me your daughter for my son, I would be the most grateful man. I shall make arrangements for the marriage immediately.
After a while, both Venkatraman's son and Subhash's daughter get married. They both get married in a very grand occasion in front of the entire families. After a few days of marriage, Sanju's wife takes control of the relationship. One day, his wife tells this to him like this. Even though you were given several amounts of money to a lot of people, come on, none of them seem to be happy about it. All the help that you have done has been in vain so far.
Why do you think like that?
I'm not sure. But it is your responsibility to prove that opinion to be wrong. If that opinion is right, you should stop being generous to other people.
Everybody that I helped are very happy. And if I find them, they are not happy anymore means I shall stop being generous to other people forever.
After seeing this, Sanju goes outside of his house to see a friend of his who he had previously lended money to. He sees his friend being very sad.
What happened to you? Why do you look so sad, my friend? I didn't give you a lot of money. Why do you seem so upset nowadays?
Friend, the money that you gave me is what I used to celebrate a festival in my house. I bought my family a lot of food to eat and some of them eat way too much and it has brought stomach issues from my father. My father is currently medicated in the hospital. So that is the actual issue, my friend. Is that so? But why are you sitting outside of your house right now? My father is putting the blame on you for giving me the money to buy all this food. I am completely unable to hear any of his scoldings. So that is the reason which is why I am sitting outside of my house. I gave you money because I thought you were in financial trouble. But instead of using that money for good things, you used that money just to buy some food And is that food caused you health issues? How is it my fault?
After that, Sanju goes to another friend's house named Shivan. He was also a friend who he gave money to. While he was about to enter the doorstep of his house, he hears a heated argument about him from his friend's house. Since you got the money from Sanju for her daughter's marriage, she has been very sick. And because of her illness, the man that was supposed to marry her daughter thought she was a woman with a disease, which is why he called off the marriage. Now what we can do?
What you said is absolutely right. If I had not got the money from Sanju, none of this would have ever happened in the first place. So that only our daughter's marriage stopped. We should have avoided getting money from Sanju.
Now see, my king, how ungrateful all these people are. Sanju had given them money because he thought that they were in need of it. And now they are all putting the blame on him as if he was responsible for their downfall.
The humiliation for Sanju did not stop. He went to 3 other houses and he saw the same thing that he saw in the previous houses. Sanju becomes really upset and sad and he goes back home. His wife looks at him and says like this, "My dear, what happened? You look so sad and upset. Did you meet all the people that you gave money to? Are they all really happy?"
No, my dear. None of them are actually happy. In fact, they are scolding me and cursing me. I'm glad that I was at least able to help them when they were in need. Is there any other way where we can help people? Is there anything means? Tell me. I'll go according to that.
There is a way to do good for other people without getting into situations like this. Healthcare, come on, if you get into the business of healthcare or if you learn how to be a doctor, you'll be able to help anybody that comes to your door to fix their health. You can take money from the people who can afford it and you can do it freely for the people who can't afford the money. Am I right, my dear?
Being a doctor is a very difficult task. Doesn't it take several years to be qualified as one? How can I learn that now?
Why not? There is a man that lives in the outskirts of a village that can help you with that. He teaches people how to become a doctor within a span of a year. The people who graduate from the classes become doctor eventually. Once you go to the class, you'll be able to be a doctor as soon as possible, my dear.
I shall do as you say, and I shall go and learn from that individual who lives in the outskirts of the village.
Sanju then leaves to the outskirts of the village to meet the physician who teaches people how to be a doctor within a year. As soon as the physician sees Sanju, he realizes that Sanju possesses all the qualities that would require to be a doctor. Within a year, Sanju learns how to be a doctor, and the physician looks at Sanju and says this,
Sanju, I have taught you each and every trick I know, and I have also given you immense information and knowledge about healthcare and medical expertise. There are several treatments which can be treated using medicine, but there are also several treatments that have no cure as of yet. I am currently working on finding each and every solution to every medical problem, and at the right time I will share that information with you. Okay, Sanju, you can go now.
I am glad that you have helped me. All this while, I shall succeed as a doctor and I shall come back to get the information from you.
Sanju goes back to his village and tells everything that had occurred to his wife. He eventually becomes a very successful doctor and he treats the poor and needy for free, and it takes a lot of money from the rich. After a while, he became a very popular doctor. He started working for days and days. One day, a priest came to visit Sanju's house and he says this to him like this.
My friend Sanju, my guru has called you to visit him immediately. I want you to come with me now.
Oh, I'm so honored to be called by him. Do you know the specific reason as to why he is calling me?
Yeah, sure, I'll tell you. Since you have been such a commendable doctor with honor and dignity, and your giving nature and generosity has impressed my guru very much. He believes that you have finally achieved the position to receive his knowledge and wisdom. He will be awaiting you very soon. You are a very lucky person, Sanju. That's why Guruji called you. So don't think very much. Come with me.
Thank you so much for your compliments. I wish I could come, but as of now, there are several patients lined up to be treated by me. If I leave here to meet Guru, it would take at least a week for me to reach there. Could you tell him to wait for me as my schedule is quite busy?
Being sincere in treating the people, he doesn't even have time to meet the Guru. After this, one fine day, the king Ravivarma's mother becomes very ill due to migraine. None of the doctor's medicines have helped the mother as of yet. The king then sends a soldier to Sanju to give him the information.
What a tragedy! I can't believe the king's mother is sick. I would like to treat her, but if I leave my place and go to the king's palace, I wouldn't be able to treat my own patients. I would request you to please bring the king's mother to my place so that I can treat her and my other patients.
Sanju showed great selflessness and generosity towards his people and towards the king's palace. He showed that he would treat everybody the same, be it a royal family or a normal poor peasant's family. The priest visits Sanju and says,
Sanju, not only have you shown off healthcare, you have also shown the bravery to reject the invitation of a king. Nobody other than you deserve the wisdom and knowledge that Guru is offering. I think you should go and collect it right now. Please don't hesitate, Sanju.
I'm very sorry. If I leave now, there is nobody to look after my patients. Please give me some time.
Sanju rejects the invitation the second time as well. After a while, the village's richest man, Ashokan, becomes ill with the unknown disease. For the one who treats his disease, he promises that he would give all his assets to them. When Sanju goes to treat him, he does not know what to do. The priest visits him and says like this.
The illness that this man has is something that you do not know of yet. If you want to know the illness that this man possesses, you have to go and visit the Guru.
If I have to meet Guru in the forest, all the people that have had faith in me would be in shambles, as they are very poor. Sorry, I can't go now.
Look, King, how adamant Sanju is. No matter how much money is thrown at him or how many offers he gets, he is not leaving his place as he wants to treat the poor people.
Meanwhile, the priest visits Sanju's wife Rajeshwari. The priest looks at her and says,
The disease that Ashokan has got can only be secured from the wisdom and knowledge that he might get from Guru. You should be the one to let him to do the right thing. I have an idea to send Sanju to Guru.
I understand the situation and I promise to do everything I can in my power to make him go and visit the Guru.
It is not that big of a task. All you need to do is pretend that you have an uncurable illness. At least that would make him to go to the forest to visit Guru.
Sanju's wife pretends to be ill with an incurable disease. This worries Sanju very much. Even after trying so many times, he could not treat his wife with his medicines and thought of stopping his treatment even to all the patients that comes to his clinic. He stops taking in new patients and he visits the priest.
If you do not go and visit the Guru in the forest, you would never be able to attain the wisdom and the knowledge. And if you do not attain any wisdom or knowledge, you would not be able to save your wife. That is why you can't able to concentrate on your patients and can't save their life. So don't delay. Go and visit the Guru.
Sanju then goes to his Guru and collects the book that contains the wisdom and knowledge. As soon as he got the book, he was able to cure Ashoka's disease and several other people's disease that were previously uncurable. This gave Sanju the confidence to heal anybody at any given time.
The fact that Sanju had to leave to see the Guru only when his wife was ill or at least pretended to be ill, isn't that also selfishness? And his wife pretending to be ill and manipulating Sanju to go and visit the Guru, isn't that also selfishness? But didn't the Guru he promised to give the book of wisdom and knowledge to a person who does not have any selfish qualities? Does that mean that this entire story is false as of none of them were selfless individuals? If you do not answer this question correctly, your head will be chopped up into 1,000 pieces. Now, King, you must answer me.
When I look at into this, what is said is absolutely incorrect. It is a man's job to protect his wife under any circumstance whatsoever. In fact, it is his wife that suggested him to be a doctor and serve people in a generous and altruistic way. Knowing that his wife is in trouble, he was not able to operate as a doctor anymore. It gave him a lot of mental stress and emotional pain, which led him to stop looking after unhealthy people. Sanju going to the Guru and receiving the book of wisdom and knowledge was nothing but a very intelligent and smart thing to do, as this book made him a better doctor than he already was. What the Guru did in choosing Sanju as his successor was the right decision, and saying that it was wrong would be an incorrect opinion.
Congratulations, my king. You have answered this question correctly again. But you absolutely forgot one thing. You have opened your mouth and spoken, which means that I am going to leave you again.
Vedal then jumps off the king's shoulders and hangs on the branches of the tree once again.